If you are a fan of bright, colourful and relaxing puzzle games, then Lumote the Mastermote Chronicles is the game you will certainly want to look at. It certainly does have its flaws, but more on that later on in the video. Let's begin. You will instantly, upon starting the game, be put in control of a squishy, gooey and lovable mote. Lumote the Mastermote Chronicles tasks you with fixing the flow of energy through the Great Depths, which is a vast underwater world that is currently out of balance. To fix everything that has gone wrong, your mote will need to interact with the environment, manipulating the movement of flora and scenery in order to get where you need to go. As you first progress through the first few levels of Lumote, it is a beautiful, relaxing and rather satisfying experience. Controlling your mote is a very pleasant experience as the controls are easy enough to pick up. You will have a full 360 degree over the head camera that leaves you feeling fully in control of your mote and your surroundings. The puzzles start off incredibly enjoyable and are a breeze to get through. Moving your mote around affects different parts of the environment, such as standing on a patch of flowers to make them grow or sink, and making a sort of squid-like block move from underneath you. These blocks that you will take control of become imperative in completing puzzles. They will light up this tree-looking structure towards the end of the section that acts as a gateway key that needs to be fully lit before you can continue onwards. The incredible reality with this title is that the entire world of Lumote takes place in one huge interconnected world. You will look down the gaping expanse and see all the future levels that are awaiting your little squishy mote. The environment is beautiful and it's all covered in a red glow before you come along and change it into a bright neon blue. This enables you to see when you have fixed the energy flow in the world, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. The only downside to this huge expanse is that it can become very daunting, especially when you're stuck on a puzzle and see many more below you that are yet to come. The problems that start to arise, however, with Lumote come across quite quickly and are quite apparent, especially within the first couple of hours. After a short period of time with the game, you have essentially seen all the game has to offer. Yes, the puzzles within the game do become more complex as time goes on, however the setting never changes, nor does the basic concept of each puzzle. This does get tiresome rather quickly, and unfortunately it did not change the further along I played. The visuals and sound design are just okay, and do leave something to be desired in the grand scheme of things. This isn't the prettiest game by any means, but it does have a unique style and I do applaud the developers for that. The first time you see Lumote, you will be in awe of all the glowing neon surroundings. However, a few hours in and the scenes never change and the landscape just becomes very boring. However, the sound design in this game is even more egregious. The bleeps and bloops that come from your mote and the world around it are meant to come across as adorable and cute, and it's present to see this in the game's description. Instead, they become irritating and grating after a couple of hours of play. I do wish they added some better ambience and tones instead of this, as it would have lifted up the experience a bit more overall. The game overall though is not a bad one and does have some fun and enjoyable moments. The puzzles in Lumote do come across as repetitive, however the complexity of the puzzles does get harder and do truly put your skills to the test, and I again applaud the developers for this. You will find mechanics in the game do evolve as you progress throughout the game, with slightly different elements being introduced along the way. Early levels do only require you to move a block or lift some fauna, which does seem a bit too easy. However, later on you'll be jumping on various moving platforms and controlling light sources as some examples. You will find that you will typically need to influence the environment and heavily think out how each specific element helps solve that puzzle. Definitely, as a lover of puzzles, I did become quite stumped on a few occasions, and this is great, especially as I did have to put my thinking cap on. So overall, what do I think of Lumote the Mastermote Chronicles? Well, I will give the game a solid 7 out of 10. If you get a thrill out of completing puzzles, then you will most likely get a massive kick out of completing every puzzle and every level in Lumote the Mastermote Chronicles. The initial spectacle and cute sounds of the environment will make you enjoy the first few hours, but it doesn't last. All I will say is that do be prepared for plenty of repetition in both the puzzle design and the environment surrounding you. For most players, I suspect they will put the game down prior to completion, which is a great shame, as you can tell the developers really enjoyed making this title. So that's my review for Lumote the Mastermote Chronicles. Hit that like button down below if you liked this video and found it useful. Do subscribe for more reviews, news and updates. My name is Fletcher, and I will see you all in the next video.